So in today's session, I just want to take an important topic in the Java programming language. It's nothing but OOPS. So 99.9%. So if you are facing an interview regarding the Java development thing or any other thing, so which was related to that application. So if you are using the backend program language as Java, so the most frequently asked question and regularly asked question. So how the HRs will ask you about tell me about yourself. So if you are attending any Java interview, so at that point of time they will ask you about what is OOPS. So if you are an experienced candidate, they might have asked you in depth in the what is that about the pillars or the principles of OOPS. But basically, if you are a fresher entering into any domain using the Java programming language, they definitely ask you question was OOPS. What is OOPS? The full form of OOPS is Object Oriented Programming Language. Object Oriented Programming Language. So then what is the definition of this OOPS concept? So it is a programming paradigm based on the concept of object. Based on the concept of object. So what is an object? So what is an object here? So yes, of course, we have created n number of variables using int I is equal to 10, int j is equal to 20, like that. For each and every variable name that you have taken down, it will create an object and it will create an address in the backend. It will create an object and it will create an address in the backend. Okay, so this OOPS is a concept in Java, so which is applicated and which is based on the concept of an object. You can utilize these objects however you want. These OOPS help us for the code reusability. So no need to take down. So if you have an requirement saying that if you want a login page to whoever the client or whoever the user was logging into your website, so basically you need to give him an OTP on his mobile number. So every time, so when the request came from the user, so you no need to take down the code saying that hey, hi Karthik, so please enter your mobile number. So you can reuse the code which you have taken down in the earlier stages by using OOPS. Nothing but instead of taking down the code each and every day, you can utilize the existing code that you have taken down in the earlier stages. That is code reusability. So if you had listened the term reusability, so you must have to identify that the code is already been taken place, just you are recalling or reusing the thing. Nothing but, so if you want to explore the Instagram or if you want to use the Instagram, so every time when you are logging into your phone with your credentials, so it is asking for you for the login credentials, or else it will directly open your account. It will directly open your account. Why? Because there is a code in the backend saying that you already logging into your account. So no need for the login credentials anymore. So when you are logging into the Instagram or if you open the Instagram application, so by default it will take. So these all things. Yes, of course you can take an example for OOPS concept. Code reusability, performance, and also what we can say that the management and also scalability. So whatnot. There are so many advantages by using these OOPS concepts. There are so many advantages in the program by using this OOPS concept. And it is a programming paradigm. It is a programming paradigm based on the concept of object. So no need to create n number of objects. So if you have created an object, yes, of course you can reuse that object again and again and again. So wherever you want. So nothing but in string s is equal to, I have created new string, hi, good morning Karthik. So each and every day morning, so if I log in into my company mail, so I will get a message called, hi, good morning Karthik, how is your day? So there in the backend thing, what will happen is, so there is already an object created for hi Karthik, good morning. So they simply use that existing object, reusing that object instead of taking down the code each and every day morning. So they will reuse this what is that object in the name of S1 saying that hi Karthik, good morning, how is your day? So then you all guys are aware of each and every term that I was used in this sentence, but you will be confused with this programming paradigm. So what is programming paradigm? So when coming to this programming paradigm, it is an approach to solve the problems. That's it. So the only technical term that I have used in this sentence is programming paradigm. When coming to this programming paradigm, it is an approach to solve the problems using some programming methods or programming languages. Yes, of course, you can take down that things. So I will take down the definition over here. It is an approach to solve the problems using some programming languages, or else you can call it as in principles. Yes, of course. So it is also divided into two types. One is imperative programming and another one is declarative programming. So there are two types in programming paradigm. So I'm just explaining the term what is programming paradigm, and yes, of course, it is a part in the OOPS concept. It is a part in the OOPS concept. So it is an approach to solve the problems using some programming languages. So the two programming languages are imperative programming language and declarative programming language. In the simple terms, you can remember that. So when coming to the imperative, nothing but how to do the things. And when coming to the declarative, what to do. Remember like that. How to do and what to do. Okay. So when coming to this, how to do, the procedure of the programming, structure and object oriented. So these three principles and these three concepts will come under the imperative. Nothing but procedure. So what procedure that you are following? Yes, of course, you can take down the class. We have taken down the n number of methods, the process, the procedure. So nothing but if you are trying to go to a trip, what is the procedure? So first of all, you will decide one time. So you will book a hotel rooms there in the destination. So you will plan according to that and you will start. How to go to Shimla or how to go to Kashmir. Yes, of course, you are planning that. The procedure refers to that. Whether you are going on train, bus, car, whether you are going on bike. So it will depend on the procedure, right? So then after procedure, the structure. So when coming to this structure, so what structure that you are maintaining in your class? So the class bracket opened and closed. So inside that you have taken down n number of lines, and sometimes you are taking unnecessary lines, giving spaces. Yes, of course. This all will comes under the structure, and then object oriented, object related. Object oriented is nothing but this oriented is a term which describes, or which is a similar word you can describe with related. Object oriented or object related are the same things. Okay, so these are the three concepts and the three principles in the imperative programming. How to do, how to go, how to maintain the things, and how to use the things. And now declarative. So what is declarative? What to do. So what functionality that you are using, to get the output, and what logic that you are using, to print hello world, system.out.println. Yes, that is the logic that I have used in the main method to print the thing. And then the database, what to do. So these are the three things which is an you guys think that it was an advanced thing. Yes, no, it was not an advanced thing, it was a basic thing as well. These all things, what to do and how to do. So this is the thing about the programming paradigm. So now I hope you are aware of what is an OOPS concept in depth. Good. So then when coming to this principle of OOPS, so what is meant by principle of OOPS? One second. So most of the people who can in the institutes, they might have say that there are 4 pillars, or sometimes they will say 6 pillars and all. So don't assume like that. I will tell you a simple example. So if your car is running, so if you have taken your car to any other you are going on tour, yes, of course, you can utilize the automatic gear system. So sometimes you might utilize the manual gearing system. So if it has, and also you can utilize the AC, and also you can utilize the radio or music speakers and all in your car, right? So likewise, when the OOPS principle was called, when you are utilizing the OOPS, there are four different types of things where you can utilize each and everything in your program, like car AC, speaker, automatic gearing system, manual gearing system. Yes, of course, based on your what is that? So that based on your requirement at that time while you are driving the car. So if you want AC, yes, of course you will switch on, or else you will simply what is that? Down your windows. If you want to hear some music, yes, of course, based on the climate, yes, of course you will turn on the radio, or sometimes you will connect your mobile phone and play some music. So likewise, so in the OOPS principle, so when coming to these principles, it was not principle of OOPS. So there are four types. Basically, so most of the people they say that there are six types, but I will only describe it as a four types, and the remaining two also, yes, of course, I will explain down here as well. So when coming to the first thing, it was inheritance and encapsulation, polymorphism, and abstraction. So these are the reusable things in the real-time scenario as well. These are the four pillars and the four principles that we hold in the OOPS concept. The OOPS concept. Okay. So without these four concepts, it was not fulfilled. So without speakers, yes, of course, you think that okay, I am buying car for my parents, so they are what is that? They don't like the noise pollution, so that's the reason I was taking off the speaker. Yes, of course, it was good, but assume that so after your parents was done, so if you are driving that car, you need the speaker. You need the speaker and you need the songs. So let us assume that your parents don't require the AC and you remove the AC from the car. And assume that if your parents was done and if you are using that car, it was useless. If you want to sell that car also, so the price will be less. Why? Because you removed AC from that. So likewise, each and every concept here is useful. Each and every concept in the OOPS is important and it is useful for you to take down the code easier and for the better understanding the things and for the code reusability and all. And also the remaining two things were class and object. Class and object. These are the extra principles in some websites, not in all the websites. These are some some extra principles. So the main principles are on these four: inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism, and abstraction. And these two are the remaining extra principles that we have. So in some websites, not in all the websites, but in some websites. Okay. So now let us discuss about a simple concept on inheritance. So what is inheritance? So before moving into the technical words and all, so I just want to tell you a story about some real-time thing. So let us assume that my grandfather holds 2 acres of land in Bengaluru. Okay, so my grandfather holds 2 acres of land in Bengaluru, and then my father holds 5 acres of land in Hyderabad, and me, I am studying in BTech. If my grandfather was done, so that property will goes to my father, right? So if my so not like that, so it will be a bit confused. So I will take down the example here. So if my grandfather has 3 BHK flat in Bengaluru, 3 BHK flat in Bengaluru, and then my father has 2 BHK in Hyderabad. Sorry. So I think it was good. And me, student. So let us assume that I came to Bengaluru for a vacation. Okay, I came with my friends, along with my friends, to Bengaluru to explore Bengaluru. I has a property here. It was not my own property, but my grandfather's one. Can I stay with my friends in that 3 BHK flat in Bengaluru? So how long I am staying in Bengaluru, and if I want to explore the things in Bengaluru, so that let us assume that I have a 2 weeks of plan in Bengaluru. So in that 2 weeks, can I stay in that 3 BHK flat which is empty? So let us assume that from my hometown I was going to Hyderabad. So can I stay in that 2 BHK flat in Hyderabad with my father? How is that possible? Nothing but, so you are getting the properties from your parents, right? So if your grandfather has car, or if your grandfather has some gold chain, so once he was done, so he will give you the gold chain saying that my grandson is very likely to me, so I want to give this gold chain to my grandson. So likewise your father will give assets to you, so whatever he earned. So whatever the building that your parents was afforded and built, you are staying in that building, and it is not your own property, that is your parents properties. So likewise when coming to this inheritance concept, so whatever the parent class holds the variables and the properties and methods, yes of course you can utilize that properties and methods, sorry, variables and methods. Understood? So me as a father, so let us assume like that, me as a father, I have earned so much of money and I have brought one car. So I had a child who was going, he was studying in the intermediate, so he was celebrating a farewell. So can I give my car to him to go to the college? Yes, he can utilize my things. You can utilize, he can utilize my laptop, he can utilize my what is that kitchen room, so which I was afforded and built. So he can utilize the fridge, and he can utilize the what is the drink bottles that I was bought in the DMart and kept in the fridge. So each and every one in my family can drink whatever I bought and kept in the fridge, and eat whatever I was giving them, right? So likewise in the concept of inheritance, nothing but taking down the parent class variables and methods. So I will take down the code for your understanding. So here I had public class, I had grandfather. So this is the class. This is a normal class. So for your understanding, I have taken the class name as grandfather. So here, let me take down public void flat, Hyderabad flat. This is our statement. I am taking down flat in Hyderabad by grandfather. Grandfather. So this is a simple sysol statement that I have taken down. So once it was done, so grandfather has another thing, public void land in my hometown, 2 acres of land, farming land. In the sysout statement, farming land, grandfather. Farming land, grandfather in our hometown, and this is the code that I want to, yeah. So this is a grandfather class. I'm not taking any variable, I'm just taking the methods. Okay, I'm just taking the methods, I'm not taking the properties. Okay, so grandfather has Hyderabad flat and only land. So as a grandchild, so now I can go and control the workers who are working in the farming land. So grandfather will suggest me, so work is going on in our farming land, so please go there and what is that, guide the people who are working there, or else give the amount for them who are working them, who are working in our land for that day. So now I had a right. So the working people, so who are giving respect to my grandfather, will give the same respect to me, right? So in your real time scenarios, I'm taking down the example in your real time scenarios. I'm not using any technical term here for your concept understanding. Okay, so likewise, so let us take another class. So this is one class, I have closed it over here, and I was taking the another class saying that public class father is another class. So father car shift car by father. So done. Let us take after car, let us take bike. Bike, and I'm taking some Done. So I was not given any land to my father. Why? Because you will get confused if I take a number of lands and flats. So my grandfather has assets on flats and lands, and my father has his own car and bike. Okay. So now public class Karthik. So this is a class now. So I want to utilize bike of my father. Now I want to utilize car of my father, and I want to go to that 3 BHK flat in Hyderabad, and I need to stay there once my education was completed, and I want to go to that farming land, and I just want to give the money to the workers and all. I want to utilize each and everything like that. So in the real time scenarios, you will have a relation saying that father son and grandfather and grandchild. But when coming to this Java point of view and the technical terms that we are using here in the inheritance, so we will use the extends keyword. We will use the extends keyword. So what is the use of this extends keyword? What is the use of this extends keyword? This extends keyword is included or mentioned or initialized. So where you want to build a relationship between two classes. Extends keyword. Build a relationship. Inheritance, 1 second, I will take the definition for you here. It is a mechanism in which one class can acquire or obtain, so whatever the technical term that you want, I will make it simple. One class can utilize the properties and methods of another class using extends keyword. So whenever you find this extends keyword, extends relation, building a relation between two classes, relation between two classes. Okay, so now I will use the extends keyword. First I will build the relationship between my father and grandfather. Extends grandfather. So now I will extend my father. So without my father, my father, so I can't utilize my grandfather assets and all, right? So this is a multiple inheritance. So when coming to the types of inheritance, we have multi-level and multiple. So what is the difference between multi-level and multiple? 1 second, I will take down the things here. Types of inheritance, we have multiple and we have multi-level. Multiple and multi-level. So multiple is nothing but, yes, of course, we have created 3 different classes. Different classes. Okay, so when coming to this multi-level, so you will go through these things when I have take down the inner classes. So until and unless, please try to use this multiple as well. Multiple inheritance, taking down a number of classes and extending step by step. So here the first step, I have built a relationship between father and grandfather using this extends keyword. And after that, I was taken my name and I used this extend keyword, and then I used father. But when coming to this multiple level, so when coming to this multiple level, so yes, of course, you can simply keep comma, and yes, of course, you can take down the grandfather like this. Karthik extends father, grandfather and grandmother. Yes, of course, that is called multiple inheritance. Okay, so first of all, please try to do these things like this, so you will understand the functionality and the workflow of the inheritance. And then, so here what you need to do. So here, if you want to utilize those things, yes, of course, please take the main method public